Building an indie business in the center of venture capital. I am Alex Edmonds. People on the internet call me Supreme Rumham, and this is the Building an Indie Business podcast, recorded in the Indie Business Studio. Okay, so today I want to talk about backlinks, and specifically easy backlinks that you can get, without a lot of effort. I'm still building the store. I'm building it. I need to take some time. It's going to take me more time, right? So, when I'm not building it and when I'm feeling lazy and I want to do something, what I've been doing is just getting like easy backlinks that I can gather, and I'm going to go over some of them. So like the first backlink that is easy for me to get is the podcast website that I created, right? So bib-podcast.com. I have I have the podcast description for the episode. I have the podcast show notes. I have the transcript. So in the podcast show notes, on the website, I just, slip links in there. And of course, these are do follow links. And it's just like things I want to promote. So right now, I have a link to the podcast book. I have a link to blog posts. I have a link to revenue research, smashing themes, arrow drawings, and some domains that I'm trying to sell. So I have just slipped in smashing themes. And that gives smashing themes like 200 backlinks because I have 200 pages because I have 200 episodes. So yeah. And then the next thing I've done is I've put a link on openpodcast.xyz. And so the way I've done that, I've taken advantage of the fact that smashing themes is for themes, right? It's for website themes. And so what I've done is I've changed, first, the Open Podcast blog is on Ghost. And so I've taken advantage of the fact that I have altered the theme and I've changed the code around. And so what I've done for the Open Podcast website and the backlink for smashing themes is I put it in the footer where it says, oh, this theme was designed by whoever. I put it designed by smashing themes. And so every page has a link to smashing themes, right? Okay. And then there's Gumroad. For Gumroad, what I did was I just put a link in the description of a product of the book. Or no, I created a product for like the domains I want to sell. So yeah, I just said, hey, let me buy this. If you want to buy this theme, if you want to buy this domain, hit me up. And then also I put the price for like $1,200 because I kind of want to discourage people from buying the domain. But if someone wants to give me $1,200 for the domain, I'll take that. I'll buy a new one, just like that. Yeah. So then there's all the podcast promotions that I've also done. So I put it in the show notes for the podcast, and the reason why I do that is because all the podcast players, not all the podcast players, but a few podcast players will acknowledge the fact that there's a link in the podcast description, and they'll give me a backlink. Sometimes, mostly it's no follow, but sometimes it's do follow, which is great. So yeah, that's why I also put it in Caproni. I also Dev2 gives a backlink. There's Buy Me a Coffee. All those are related to the podcast. There's Twitch I haven't done. Twitch, if you create like a link in your description, that'll be a backlink. Yeah. Then there's Hacker Noon, which I haven't done, but I plan to do. If you put a link in an article, that'll be a do follow backlink. So when I start writing the content for smashing themes like how to remove powered by WordPress, I'm going to put a link to smashing themes in the article, and then that'll be a backlink. Yes. What is the next one? The next one I have is, oh yeah, directories. So there's always a directory for anything. There's a directory for coupons. There's a directory for podcasts. So anytime I have a new project, what I look for is a directory. And so I'm looking at directories. I haven't found any, but I'm still looking. Directories for e-commerce stores, and a directory for theme stores, directory for WordPress theme stores, or Shopify theme stores. I'm still looking. Okay, and then there's product pages. So, there's communities, and these communities let you display your product and give a link to it. Sometimes they'll give backlinks. So there's that. Then there's Product Hunt. Product Hunt, you have to launch it. I'm not going to do that right away, but eventually I will launch my stuff on Product Hunt and get a backlink there. Substack. Substack will give you a backlink, much like Hacker Noon. Same with Medium. So I just write like a basic article, not even an article, like a paragraph on Substack, and I link to smashing themes. I did this with the podcast as well. And that's a backlink to Pod Hunt. Pod Hunt is like Product Hunt for podcast episodes, and it shares the show notes. So I put it in the show notes, and it shows up on Pod Hunt, and then I get a backlink. And I've done this so many times that people email me thinking I'm the owner of Pod Hunt. So yeah. The funniest one is NFT collection. So I did my NFT collection about pizza. I did an episode on that. Check it out. And for that collection, I claimed that the website for the NFT collection was the podcast website. So that made me see that I got a backlink from SoulC for the podcast website. So I realized that if you create a NFT collection, the website that you claim it as gets a backlink. So I created a Smashing Themes NFT collection with one NFT, which was the logo of Smashing Themes. Okay, then there's promoteproject.com. That's self-explanatory. Hacker News. Yeah, when you share a project, you get a backlink. Not a big deal. Noonies.tech. So Noonies are awards for Hacker Noon. So I nominate myself for an award, and then I get a backlink. Yes. There's like 3 or 4 newsletter directories. I always have a newsletter for my project, so I just link to the newsletter and I get backlinks. Side projectors. Side projectors is it's kind of like Product Hunt with a mix of like a marketplace where you can buy and sell projects. So I put my projects there and get a backlink. Yeah. So that's what I do when I'm kind of tired and don't feel like working on the technical aspect of Smashing Themes. That's all I have. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.